So this is part 2 of 3 of the Southern Tier Day 9, or Day 2 of my second part of the Southern Tier. And again, if you want to do the Southern Tier, this is the Day 2 where I join up with the Loop, and I make the loop around Tucson. Now the Loop is a 50 plus mile loop around the city of Tucson, and for the most part they're off city streets, but there are a number of areas where you cross bridges or get on the city streets. Off in the top right corner is the ride I took today. It shows the entire ride. We just turned off the initial part of the Canada Del Oro Bike Trail, and now on the Loop, going around the dry riverbed. You'll see where I cross over the river and end up on the southwest side of Tucson, where I will eventually get on Interstate 10 and go up into the high desert area tomorrow. This is, as I've said in previous videos, the only 2 nice days of the ride that I had from Florence to Austin, Texas. The rest, starting tomorrow, were much colder. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, it shows 91 degrees. But it's probably closer to 80. So I see where it mentions again on the Loop. I'm celebrating my 75th birthday this year. Mentions my bike accident that I got 6 stents, but a pacemaker about a year and a half, 2 years later. And then I bought a 160 bike. I'm somewhat opposed to throttle e-bikes, but if that's what you ride, then it's okay. It's just, if I get to that point in the throttle, I'll buy a motorcycle. So, and this is talking about my bike tour to Canada, 1,014 miles in 9 days, carrying everything, all my camping gear, clothes, food. I camped out when I could, stayed in a hotel if there was no campground that close to camp. And on that trip, I did average 150 miles a day without any problems. Okay, I don't know if I had some video cut in that, or if I did, I apologize. Now I'm going again. So, I have not yet hooked up with the Loop Bike Trail, I don't believe. Hopefully this is where I'm turning left to go across the bridge. And yes, it is. So, this is another one of the many bridges on this bicycle trail that I rode in the Tucson area. This is the longest one, and when I turn left here, I believe I am officially on the Loop Bicycle Trail. So if this isn't the actual part of the loop, just right up here where it goes left and right is the left is where I'm taking, and to the right is the loop that goes down around the southern part of the city, southeastern and southern part. I'm going along the northern part, along the dry riverbed here, and right now I'm going under Interstate 10. And we'll be continuing on the loop for the rest of the day. The trail is at least enjoyable to go through. It's different all along here. There's different things. Goes through different parts of the city. Some of them poor, some of them rich. If you didn't watch my prior video, this loop is on both sides of this river at different dry riverbed at different times. So I believe directly across from me there is a bike trail. If there isn't right here, it starts just shortly and continues on down. Most of the way there's a bike trail on both sides of the river, but it doesn't go all the way on either side. Consequently, you do travel across the city street bridges to get to the other side, go down across the street, and then get back on the bike trail. It slows you down a little bit. If you're going at a really smooth pace, it's going to interfere with that. But at the same time, to be out of traffic, not have to put up with all the stoplights and stop signs that they have, and to have a nice smooth road, other than the breaks in the pavement that they have in different areas. Most of the breaks that I mentioned before are the pavement. And as you can see, I'm using my GoPro Max 360 or GoPro 360 Max, whichever it is, camera, so that I can take the view surrounding the entire area. I discussed that in my previous video, and you can't do that. I move it around and show the scenery that I want, and then leave it at that, so you still get the full view at different times. So I'm trying to think which video it is. Out in the top right corner, I probably missed when I marked what it was. You can see I've got a long sleeve bike shirt, as well as warmer clothing underneath that. And I'm just either talking to my wife on the phone or determining where I am, so that I can meet up with her at some point. This might be it. Now I'm up with it because that's our motorhome right there. So this actually looks like it might be in Alpine, Texas. So as you can see, this isn't the most beautiful area in the world, but it's still scenic, and it changes and allows you to see a lot of various things. And the advantage where you do get to cross the river, you can actually find places that you want to eat should you want to rest or do, and take a break, have lunch, dinner, whatever it is for that time of the day. So here I am. I am now talking with my wife. I've just heard from her. It was very interesting. Our valves that we bought extension valves for the motorhome. They didn't come with the brand new tires that we had purchased. So we put valve extensions on, and unbeknownst to us, they were leaky. And this place that we took it to found out exactly what was wrong and tightened up most of them, but apparently didn't do the front wheels. So when we took it to the shop much later at the end of our trip, they fixed that part. But they actually we figured it's going to cost us a couple $100. The place said it was for free, but it took them like 40 minutes to show from what my wife said. And so she just said, well, you're going to have to take $60, which we found was really cheap to be able to have our tires properly inflated for the trip. And we had no further problems with the motorhome until after our bike ride was over. So it was really good. So I see you're going to see a preview of day 24 of the bike ride. So I'm not sure if this is the road in Fredericksburg or not. It might be leaving past Fredericksburg, but this is in the Texas area, in and around Fredericksburg. So I just got the news from my wife that she is still at the tire shop, and so my plan is to meet with her down the road. I only have several bike shirts that I brought with me. I try to ride with the bright yellow, or the red bike shirt you can see there. Then I have, that's my short sleeve stuff, and I have this one, which is a warmer version of my yellow shirt. The other one does a much better, I get rid of the perspiration a lot better with my bright yellow shirt. Not the long sleeve, but the short sleeve. So again, we're just going along the bike trail, and I wanted to make sure you got to see the entire bike trail that I rode, and unfortunately it's at regular speed. I mentioned in my previous video that you can actually see a large portion of this ride on my YouTube channel, which is Crime Cycle, and on that one I have at least two different videos of the Tucson bike trail at 10 times the regular speed. So if you want to get through them fast, you can do that. This one here, I just thought I will let you see it at regular speed. It gives you a little better view of the pavement, but you still don't get to see the breaks of the pavement or things like that. It looks sometimes better than it really is, but quite frankly, the entire bike trail was really nice. I can't think of any bad areas on this bike trail or the other bike trail that I would say is prevention. And here you can see with the shadow in front of me, that is my GoPro Max 360 camera, and that's the only way you can see it is through the shadows, or if my wife takes a still picture of me, you'll be able to see it on the bike. The only time I didn't use the camera on this trip was when I was on my backup bicycle, and I didn't have the exact setup to mount the GoPro 360, so I mounted my regular, just front-facing GoPro, and I found I had trouble throughout the trip of several days where I would turn off and on one or the other of the GoPros, and I couldn't tell when it went off and when it went back on. That's my fault. So there were times that I missed it. So for instance, tomorrow morning, I missed the first approximate 5 to 10 miles of the ride because I thought I had it on and I didn't. So the ride will start much later in terms of where it shows where the video starts running versus where I actually started. So on this trip, I'm staying in a motorhome. So wherever I stop, I basically can find a place to park. Now, let's face it, people don't like motorhomes being parked anywhere anymore. And this common thing that you think Walmart lets you park your motorhome on their property. Most Walmarts don't let you do that anymore. And so here in Tucson, it was almost impossible to find a place to park a motorhome. We drove around for about 45 minutes, if not longer, looking for a parking place, filling up with gas, and eating. So it was probably 2 hours total. And we finally found a business that wasn't marked for overnight parking. We went in and asked if we could park a motorhome there overnight because of our bike ride, and they said very nicely no. But fortunately, a local resident there said, hey, across the street from us right here, they're always parking their big rigs right there and leave parking them overnight. So there's no reason you can't park it there, and if you don't park it there, you can always come to our parking place. You can park it where I live. But so we ended up, that was where we spent the night across the business and the parking area. And it was actually very nice. And went on our way. You don't get to see that because the video didn't work, as I recall. Unless it's just at the very beginning where you see the video. I don't think so. What else can I add on that? So that was the challenge we had every night. Most of the time, what we were doing, tomorrow night we actually parked at the rest area. So I went up to the Texas rest area. They had another name in there. But I call it the Texas rest area. They actually had a fire there right off the freeway that burned down all the brush down the hill, and they were still fighting the fire when we got there in the evening. But so that was our next night. We stayed in the rest area. Then for several nights in a row, we stayed at truck stops. We had nice places to stay there, and we did stay in a Walmart parking lot. I want to say halfway across Mexico, and I'll just go on from there. But we were basically, we stayed everywhere. We were staying at a few Walmarts where we did allow parking. We were in front of the Veterans Building one day. Never had any problem. So here I am coming up to the end of part 2. I hope to see you on part 3. And thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you can. And I will continue this on part 3. Hopefully you continue watching. Thank you very much.